that silence maybe isn't always golden. Maybe silence isn't always the way to go. From a PR standpoint, maybe, but when you're getting into something like this, is there anything else, Mel, that Bill Cosby could have done in that interview?
Well, he could have hit it head on. If he is going to deny it, it's certainly more compelling when somebody says it's absolutely not true. I have never, ever been charged with the crime. End of story. I mean, that's it. But by him kind of shaking his head and the impish thing, I find the whole thing, frankly, disgusting. We're talking about...
Which part?
Which part? The fact that there are 13 known women that were named in the lawsuit that was brought in 2005. The fact that Simon from NPR was apologizing on Twitter after he had to ask the question. The fact that people are standing up and giving Bill Cosby a standing ovation over the weekend when you have no less than 4 women that have come forward, given interviews. They have nothing to gain, Ashley. In fact, they have everything to lose. This isn't one person making these claims. It's a
true.
chorus of
So
women.
I hear what you're saying, but there will be others who say nothing ever proven in a court of law, no charges ever filed against this man. In fact, settlements reached, money paid and accepted by people who are outraged at what happened. So that does equalize things somewhat. I also want to read a statement from Cosby's lawyers, because they're the only ones who are talking in this. Quote, the fact that they are being repeated, meaning the allegations, the fact that they're being repeated does not make them true. Mr. Cosby does not intend to dignify these allegations with any comment. So, Joey, this is a country in which you are innocent till proven guilty, and there hasn't even been a charge against him. Is there anything other than that he should be doing?
Well, here's the problem. This is where public relations and public relations advisors may disagree with people like myself or Mel or other attorneys, right, where they say, and we commonly advise, Mel, to keep your mouth shut. Now, from a legal perspective, you never want your client talking. We know there's statute of limitations, and I was surprised. In fact, I initially thought that he could be prosecuted under the old allegation because there is no statute of limitations in New York. That, however, is not true. It was in 2006 that the legislature in New York said, you know what, we're going to eliminate the statute of limitations. However, Ashley, even though there's no statute of limitations issue in terms of he can't be prosecuted, it's over, these are allegations we're aware of. What about allegations where we're not that could come about, that could harm him? So from an attorney, I'm saying keep your mouth shut.
So back in the 70s...
Unless you're a victim, then you should always talk.
I got 30 seconds left. I need you both to hit this. Back in the 70s, I remember hearing you were wearing a short skirt. You were asking for it. And a lot of women felt rape didn't even exist in terms of being, defended. So is that possibly something that might be playing in here? There may have been rape allegations that were simply not prosecuted, not even taken seriously, and just ignored. And would that be the same today?
I think I want to think it's different today. That based on whether it's the Penn State scandal, based on scandals that we see and how quickly social media empowers people.
No, absolutely. I think we're in a day and age, you wear what you want, you do what you do. Women are to be respected, women are to be honored, and certainly no means no. And if these allegations are true, it's certainly disgusting, deplorable, but they haven't been proven, and these, to this point, are just allegations.
Got to leave it there, and thank you both.
Thank you
so much.